All right, so I'm here with Peter. How do you say it? Quercia?
QUERCIA, yeah.
Quercia? Okay. So Peter was like the last list for the top four of the 3v3 tournament with Jib and Justin, who played an identical list. But he actually played PK, which didn't top the first day. And interestingly enough, I saw two tour guide list PK lists, and this is the second one I saw, so it must be really strong. Is there anything you want to say about it before I get
Yeah,
into it?
yeah, for sure. I mean, the I played this for the 3v3, not the singles. Although I think I should have played this for the singles. I think the deck is really strong. I think people at this event were less prepared for PK and more prepared for swordsoul, which I think is incorrect because the deck has just I think it has a high ceiling, but not as high as birds, but high enough to where like your lines of play vary based on like how many extensions you open through your hand, basically.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like if I built a PK list, I felt like three nibs, three dark rulers, three droplets is what I wanted no matter what. A lot of people don't like hand traps. So for
Yeah,
this,
I agree.
yeah,
I think hand traps are just like not the way to go in a deck like this. I think this deck needs more board breaker cards because the deck is all gas. If you look at like the all the PK cards, the synergy is hand and graveyard combined, and every PK or any two level threes just play through at least two interruptions minimum.
so for the list we have one seer, one jackalope, one Tsuchinoko. Do you ever think of playing any other dangers?
Prior to Bode coming out, I was playing double Nessie with the list.
Yeah, I
The
tried
reason
that.
why, yeah, the reason is because if you go Torn Scales Nessie, it gets you to another level three plus a discard. It was insane pre Bode, but post Bode, I don't think you need it as much because your deck now functions with DPE as a card, and there's not enough space. If I personally didn't want to go over 40 either. However, I don't mind giving it another go round now that I think about it. I don't think I missed it though in the tournament. I think the list. I honestly think this list was perfect in the tournament.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it seems really good. So one Celestial, one Dasher, one Graph, one Junk Forward. Did you ever want to play more of this card?
Yes, but last format I was also playing three of that simply because Dragon Blues was just not Dragon Blue, sorry, Dragon Link was the better deck to play. The Junk Forward is the one card crack the board open from a dealing board simply because it just outs the spheres right away, and then it lets you play on your main phase two to break through. Like I said, the deck plays through two negations properly very easily, and that Dragon Link board is standard usually with two interruptions, and the only field removal is spheres. So once you get rid of spheres, your deck just can play normally.
Yeah.
Even this weekend, I didn't see many Dragon Link decks there either. Like I
Yeah,
played
it's
Dragon Link day one.
crazy.
I played Dragon Link for the singles event on day one, and I ran into a mirror, and that was it, which was surprising to me.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't playing it. I like the PK build too, but it's weird.
I
Dragon Links
feel
are in a weird
bad.
spot.
Yeah, I think Dragon Link's just got power crept. I think all the other decks just do more than what it can do.
Yeah, and this utilizes droplets better than any other deck, which is the best card.
Exactly, which is like probably the best board breaker this format in my opinion.
Yeah. So three Nibiru. It's a good card. The two sidekicks for Italy. Two cloak. Two gloves. Is there a reason you picked an extra gloves?
So the third gloves was originally a third cloak, but
Or
I
you have two
figured
gloves?
sorry, two gloves was the third cloak originally.
Okay.
And after talking to my friend Farkion and stuff like that from another Discord, we found out that in grind games, the second gloves comes up more than the third cloak because like the search doesn't matter more than your graveyard post turn one. Once when you establish your board turn one, your graveyard set up with at least three names anyway. So you rather have access to another trap or even like any other the utility cards because gloves get you to everything anyway.
Yeah, this is one of the starters you want.
Yep.
Makes sense. Three boots because it's the other best one. One Greaves. I feel like you have to play that card. Three Torn
Yeah.
Scales. Three Dark Rulers. Two Itellies. Three Forbidden Droplet. Three Fusion Destiny. One Rhoda. And an Imperial Order. Was that just for Mystic Mine or?
Yeah, so like day one, we saw a lot of Mystic Mind between me collectively talking with my teammates, Jib and Justin, and what we saw, like because we saw a lot of Mystic Minds, my teammates felt more comfortable if I had an out to it main game one. That way I didn't like instantly have to scoop and then like play from behind. So we just threw Order in as a 41st card.
Yeah, so like just assuming that if you play one team, they're all gonna play Mystic Mine instead of just one player.
Yeah, which it did come up in top 4. That's unironically that's how I lost to the Striker Mine in top 4 because Order was my last card in my deck, so I couldn't even like have a chance.
Wow, that
I
sucks.
I drew too much time to try to get the Order, and I should have just like conceded game 1 instead of wasting more time.
Yeah, that's annoying though, because you have that one in your deck.
Yeah.
3 Fog Blade, 1 Phantom Knight's Wing. See a lot of people cutting this card. I personally cut it.
I
Did you
think
use
the
it a
people
lot?
that are cutting it are just wrong because in the combo to get to where you can Scythe Lock twice between using DP and the Breaksword bring back with Rusty, you need the extra trap to summon.
Yeah.
Whether it's wings or sword, it doesn't matter which one you play for preference. Because I know people like to play sword because if you go for the Appaloosa line, it gives an extra negate. I personally rather this one because this one at least protects a card from destruction. But it does come up when you're doing your Cyclops for the second pop. That way you can play around droplets better.
Okay, so an extra extender for when you make Appaloosa.
Yep.
Right. Yep. Okay, and then 1 Shade Brigadine. Any changes you would make to the main deck? I know it's 41. Did you like?
I think it was fine. I think I still think you play 41 because having an out to Mystic Mine is definitely needed because the formats are built around spell board breakers right now, and the only card that I'm like actually deals with it is Order. Aside from Order being the 41st card, I think maybe going back to 3 Cloak this weekend would be fine because the second gloves like theory never came up to where I needed to like have a versatile send, and I think I would also go back to trying testing Nessie. I like it could also be another option as well.
Yeah, just another extender for the deck.
Yep.
All right, and then you sided Scythe. So why didn't you main this?
So the like game 1, my combo was based on ending on like double Fogblade DP and Evil Swarm Nightmare in the extra deck. The reason being is if people saw Scythe game 1, they'd be more prepared for it going for game 2 and 3. I'd rather have it for when I'm guaranteed going first, even if I lose, like if I lost die roll or something. The game 2 and 3 that I get to choose, that's when Scythe becomes more important. So I can build my combo around Scythe then.
Yeah, so people would assume you're not playing Scythe since you didn't
Yep.
use it. Okay.
Like I didn't have to reveal Dagda game 1, which was a huge advantage. Actually, one of my opponents actually said, "I can't believe you're not playing Scythe because I ended on Fogblade double Fogblade Phoenix Enforcer Nightmare."
Yeah.
He literally thought that. So like when he sent me first game 2 after I won game 1 and he saw Scythe, then he just insta scoop.
That's a pretty good mind game. That's funny too because I usually say but you keep it out going second, right?
Yes,
Okay.
100%.
Yeah. Then 2 Crows. I noticed a lot of people playing this just like the most versatile.
That was also a last minute addition too because we saw a lot of Drytron there game 1 day 1 for singles, and my teammates were like, "Well, because there's plenty of Drytron, you should have something for them." That was originally supposed to be 2 Solemn Judgments for when I go first, and I thank God that we made this change because Crow came in clutch so many times. I played against like 3 Drytrons and just hitting in top in the last round of Swiss to make top 8 a Gamma for game and like what was the other card? Hitting the Ritual Spell just instantly made my matches so much easier first time.
Yeah. Plus Solemn. I mean, I just get so annoyed with Solemn in time. So.
Yeah, that's the other reason. But like Solemn's Solemn was a card we like wanted because it protects you through evenly, stuff like that. But like that also could have just been Lancia. The 14, 15 spots are very versatile.
Yeah.
Everything else for the side deck is very like standard. Like Joel, is one of those cards you need because of the bird deck and what's not
And
right now.
Drytron, even. You said Reverse Drytron, right?
Yep. Token Collector, Token Collector is not mandatory because you don't. Your swordsoul matchup is pretty like good as is, but if you want an extra like 6 cards in your deck that do something versus swordsoul, it's Token Collector Nibiru.
Okay. Yeah, it's really good versus swordsoul.
Yep.
Going second unless they make the Baroness first, but you know what can you do? At least you have Token Collector. 3 Cosmics. Did you just side this for the Scythe decks, or I know there can only be one is really good versus the deck too. Did you side it versus strikers and stuff?
Yep, exactly. So it was literally for Cosmic was just a great card overall because of Scythe combo, Mystic Mine, Takobo. You know, there's plenty of, there was also even a Guru deck playing like Summon Limit and like random stuff there.
Yeah, just floodgates.
Yeah, so like it's just an overall good card to have that's chainable to even out Schism because like Window's actually really hard for this deck to out.
And then you're kind of saying the Raigeki is better than Lightning Storm.
Yep. So when people this weekend were playing around Lightning Storm by like for example, if they were doing the 3 single combo for swordsoul, they would put like the Baroness in defense to play around it, but they would not be able to encounter a Raigeki. So after talking to like my Discord circle, shout out to like Nesh, Farkion, uh, Charlie Engel, and my friend Ivan, like we all came to the conclusion that Raigeki just does more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so too. I love this card. I'm glad it's that one.
I think that card's going to see more play going into the format, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with Dark Ruler, it's just the combo.
Yep.
Phoenix Enforcer, you have to play that. Zeus and the Downerd. You felt like you needed the Downerd. A lot of the time I feel like I'm just attacking with this, but...
Yeah, there's instances where the Downerd comes up where like you're just trying like in grind game situations where your opponent just can if you can survive one of their pushes with one Zeus, the next push you need to be able to just ensure for an extra detach.
Okay. Then Evil Storm Nightmare, pretty mandatory, I think. Levire,
Yeah.
2 Break Swords, I think that's necessary. Access Code Talker, did you make this a good amount?
Yes. Yeah, I made that almost every game after turn 1, like for kill shots and stuff like that. There's plenty of times where like Access Code is just the go-to boss monster.
Yeah, it's a Dark Arm Dragon, only card that does what it
Literally.
does.
The downside is in this deck is like your extra majority dark monsters for the most part, but it like even removing one with that, one with Rusty's second effect, and like one with Breaksword, that's enough to clear a board usually.
Mm-hmm. Appaloosa, did you see yourself going Appaloosa a lot turn 1, by the way? Just like to play around hand traps?
Yeah, there were plenty of there's plenty of combos in the deck where I went like Apple up top in the extra monster zone and then played with Rusty and like double Fogblade in the back burner with Phoenix Enforcer coming out.
Yeah, it feels like this deck can like almost always do it. It's weird. I mean, you don't get the broken Dagda draw face play all the time, but yeah, sweet.
Same thing with the Dagda. Like as like the Dagda combo is just so strong for every deck that can like the thing this weekend also too was that I noticed a lot of people just forcing Dagda into almost every deck, but not every deck can use it as effective as Phantom Knights can. Because if you notice when Drytron's combo, for example, their Dagda is like at the end of a search for sight, and they're not summoning Dagda, they're just searching it off of like the Ben 10 effect. Whereas we naturally have it built in through Dagda with double pop to make sure it ensures that it resolves through like Droplet's Chalice. The only
yeah, it's kind of like you're playing Imperial Order yourself, but in a different way.
The only card that actually beats us, like to beat this combo, is Cosmic Cyclone, and if you don't see it, you're just getting Scythehawk.
Yep. So you have to be just playing a deck with no extra deck to win.
Basically.
Cheer Beanie, cards broken. Unicorn, I think comes up a lot.
Yeah, it's the better slot removal for the deck too. It fits in. It's dark. Like it plays through. Like you're allowed to make it through the Breaksword lock for that puts you into dark monsters and stuff like that.
Yeah. Link Spider just for the Nibiru token. Predaplant because Fusion Destiny, and then Rusty because it's like the best one.
Yep.
All right. So any shout outs you want to give or any other comments on the deck?
Of course, shout out to my sponsor, Luxury Gaming. This trip wouldn't have been possible without you guys, lending me cards and stuff like that. Shout out to the Barbershop Discord. Shout out to Lundrity, Jib, Justin, my teammates. All the theory we've had. This deck. That's how this deck came into fruition. Special shout out to Farkion, man. That man, like me and Farkion literally talked about this deck for at least 2 weeks straight to come to the conclusions of where we came on. And shout out to Hani, great kid, great sponsor, everything he does, and Nicholas John as well. Can't wait to go to more events. Pasadena coming up. I can't, probably gonna be playing this for Pasadena, or variant of this with the Brave cards as well.
Yeah, I mean we got the remote YCS too before that, so.
Oh, that's right.
And the remote YCS. Yeah, I mean this deck just seems so strong. I don't know how it didn't top the first day. Yeah, congrats on your team. I mean a team of 3 was insane. Jib took some money from me in the Ironman, so it was a really strong team. Glad to see you guys do well. Thanks for the profile.
For sure.